Hello, everyone. This is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club. We are now episode 269, and I'll be discussing one topic, which is Black Panther proves the X-Men MCU introduction is actually easy. The first Black Panther film may have revealed a surprisingly easy way for the MCU to finally unveil the X-Men via the nature of Wakanda itself. So, Black Panther may reveal a surprisingly easy way for the X-Men to finally join the ranks of the MCU. So, for a long while, Professor X and his band of superpower mentees, were a collection of characters that seemed impossible to introduce into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a collection of reasons. Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, there was the matter of copyrights, as Marvel Studios only aligned the rights to the X-Men in March 2019. That said that, it wasn't the only crucial reason, as even when these rights were regained, there was a vital issue: how to introduce the X-Men into a world that had been established without them. In the comics world, mutants like the X-Men are an integral part of the universe. The unfair treatment of mutated people was not only a powerful allegory for many real-world prejudices, but an immutable component of Marvel's Earth, meaning that it became complicated to introduce them into the MCU after this big screen world had been built, sans X-Men and mutants, with the exception of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who are both retconned to their powers be a result of experimentation instead of their natural genetics. Despite the fan hype for all the X-Men, explaining how exactly both this team and countless other mutants have gone completely under the radar since seems borderline impossible. And, or rather, it would have seemed that way if not for the groundwork put in motion by Black Panther. In it, Wakanda is revealed to have existed without detection from the rest of the world for a huge amount of time. And would have continued to do so is not for T'Challa's decision to reveal the nation for the betterment of mankind. The X-Men actually have a similar location in their own lore, that of Krakoa, a sentient island that was recently changed in the Marvel comic timeline to be a safe home for mutants, and which is almost entirely inaccessible to those who are not, as using the portals of the island requires mutant DNA. As such, it would only be well within the established parameters of MCU movies to reveal this island is where the mutant populace has been the whole time, taking away much of the complication regarding their introduction into the franchise. So there's one very good question that does incise from this, though. How would it explain all the individuals who have left various countries to relocate to Krakoa? So that would be a good question, of course. So the answer is, again, surprisingly simple. People go missing all the time. Having a portion of the reported disappearances or suspected kidnappings turn out to be instead a case of mutants leaving their birthplace to move to Krakoa is a reasonable explanation. And one that allows for each individual to have their own unique backstory that came before their time in the mutant nation. So this is the same universe that revealed Nick Fury had been replaced by a Skrull. After all, comparatively, missing people turn out not to be dead, but rather on a secret island training to be X-Men seems pretty reasonable. So it's not a perfect explanation, as there are a lot of plot holes that would be needed to be explained, like why borderline I'm an opponent figures like Doctor Strange weren't somehow aware of this portion of the population. But it's an effective way to introduce the X-Men that doesn't involve retroactively retconning existing MCU history clumsily. So, as it's been made clear, of course, such an island can exist undetected, through Black Panther, of course, and thus potentially the best way to bring them into their deserved limelight on the big screen. So that concludes this topic. Oh, and here's a reminder of key release dates for Marvel movies, such as Black Widow, which will be released May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will be released on July 9th, 2021. Eternals will be, their release date is November 5th, 2021. Spider-Man: Homecoming 3, December 17th, 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, March 5th, 2022. Thor: Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022. And, of course, the Black Panther 2, July 8th, 2022. Captain Marvel 2, November 11th, 2022. So, that's all for today. Feel free to visit us and like us on Facebook. We're available on iTunes, Google Play Music app, Spotify, and, of course, YouTube.